Hey YouTube, welcome back. See if I can just get adjusted right here a little bit. It's been about 2 weeks since I posted a YouTube video, and I'm just kind of here, and I feel kind of pouty, and so I'm just like, I hope all you out there are doing good. Um, you know, I'm kind of going through a bunch of things at the same time right now, and I mean, I'll just kind of just start talking so you guys can kind of see where I'm at. And my therapist is on maternity leave. She's having a baby. Yeah. So that is really, really neat. But while she's on maternity leave, I'm supposed to pick from a different therapist temporarily to go through some therapy. And so I'm kind of looking online and I'm looking at the people and I I think they're all great. I just maybe just pick one that can kind of see me soon or something in person because I don't do like the whole telehealth thing. For any of you that know me know my challenges with computers and that I've gotten better and I like technology. I just don't like the way it's constantly changing. For me personally, it's a challenge trying to figure out puzzles. So I don't prefer to do things on the computer, which it makes my life difficult. So I went to the emergency room yesterday. I had a visit to the emergency room. Um, I still can't feel my hands. And when I say I can't feel my hands, I don't mean that I can't feel my hands because I can feel my hands. They hurt, but they feel numb. So I would describe it as neuropathy. Intense, intense neuropathy. So it's getting worse. I've got shooting pains, like I hit my funny bone, going up and down my arm, my body releasing adrenaline. I've been living with this since November 2nd of 2024. It is now February 11th, 2025. Numerous trips to the emergency room. The doctors literally cannot figure out. They've ruled out carpal tunnel. The doctors have ruled out carpal tunnel. And so whatever that movement is, so I went to my physical therapist because they keep sending me to physical therapy for carpal tunnel. And my physical therapist is like, okay, it's not carpal tunnel, but I'm not exactly sure how I am supposed to treat you if the doctors haven't diagnosed exactly what's wrong with you. And that makes perfect sense to me too. All of the doctors are doing this. Neurology is telling me I need rheumatology. Rheumatology is, for me to even try to tell you, oh, I've been to this doctor, this was it is such a mess. Doctors are not in agreement. One doctor thinks that it is my I have a I have a existing piece of metal spinal fusion in my neck up here from a previous spinal fusion. And I guess it's the one above it or below it that is now acting up and slipping, which just happens to be where the nerve roots start for your hands. So one doctor is pretty sure that it is my spine. And even though he sympathizes with me, it's just not considered a medical emergency. So they're going to let me go on with numb hands until they can see me this summer. Dropping things, unable to close my hands right. I mean, we're not talking a little tingle here. They are completely neuropathy. But they also can't guarantee me that it's that. Because another doctor thinks that it's not that, that it's my autoimmune condition, my psoriatic arthritis and lupus type stuff in my blood with the high PTT, that it's my autoimmune condition possibly attacking my own body's nerves because it thinks they're an invader. And there's another doctor that thinks it's just simply the ulnar nerve, whatever. So we have a bunch of different doctors. Nobody can decide what's going on. But one thing's for sure is that I'm just going to have to wait. It doesn't matter if I can feel my hands, if I can't feel my hands. It just doesn't matter. In the United States of America, in today's day and age, I know that the medical system is jammed. I know there's a lot of sick people. I get it. I'm one of them. My hands, they're gone. They're going. They're more and more every day. My worry is by the time they figure out what this is, the nerve damage is going to be irreversible. And I'm super, super, super frustrated and I'm pouting because I've gone through my whole life not realizing I was autistic. I find out I'm autistic. I get the help that I need. I go through intense counseling. I am literally within weeks of going out and getting my first part-time job in a long time to really try and build my future. And this happens with my hands. And I know it's never a good time, but this sucks. And so I'm frustrated. I'm pouting. I have days when I'm like, I'm excited about the future. Other days where it's not going to work. It's like, now this. This is what I think. I don't know what is wrong with my hands, but I can tell you by the way they feel. Something's wrong with my hands. And when they find out what that something is, it's going to be big. And I'm going to say, I told you so. And they're probably just going to gaslight me and say, oh, sorry, you're going to lose the nerves in your hand or whatever. I really hope I'm wrong. I hope that I can look back on this video in a few months and be like, you know what? Yeah, you're kind of acting like a poopy pants jerk that day. I hope that's the case. I don't think so. Oftentimes as a neurodivergent person, we say that the world doesn't speak our language. I really feel from my trip to the emergency room yesterday that the world doesn't speak my language. I go in there and I'm explaining what's going on with my hands. And all they care about is my blood pressure. And they're like, well, your blood pressure's a little high. Let's take it again. It's like, that's pretty much where my blood pressure's at. And I'm very upset. And I'm in an unfamiliar environment and I have autism and my blood pressure's high. That's normal for me in a setting like this. They refuse to understand that if they took the blood pressure on this side, when the blood pressure cuff squeezes, my hand literally goes like you're shaking a Sprite can. And it hurts, and it causes a funny bone sensation to go down my arm. They also wouldn't understand that I couldn't have the blood pressure taken on this side because they had a catheter right here. And the person's like, I have to take your blood pressure. I'm like, okay, well, you can't take it on this arm. If we take it on this arm, we're going to have to take the IV out. You don't want to take the IV out because they might need it for something later. I don't know what other options we have, but we can't use this arm. And of course, the eyes roll. Everything else, like they don't understand. They don't understand that they are hurting me when they do that. I am not being difficult. The person that put my catheter in. See, I'm kind of wearing sleeves like this, and the person that actually put my catheter in, my bad. I should have worn short sleeves to the emergency room. I kind of have to learn as I go, and these are little things, but sometimes you forget. When you're wearing a shirt like this with an elastic, they want to put an IV, and so they put the IV here, and the person wanted me to lift up my sleeve so that they could put the IV. And I was supposed to go either like with, I said, well, I can't go around with the rest of the day with my shirt like this because that's going to cut off the circulation. We got to come back under. And so I went under. And they wanted to do me as quickly, as fast as possible. I'm in pain. I'm trying to articulate what I can and can't endure. And there was just no, they're cold. Cold. Like I treated me like I was being difficult. I'm frustrated here. I don't want to keep showing up in their emergency room. I've got better things to do. I know that there's every time I go to the emergency room and sit there, it's like me or my mom get like a sore throat or something like that because we don't want to be in there anymore. But I'm going to keep going until somebody can figure out what's wrong with my hands. And either tell me we can fix it or we can't. But my fear is that we're going to get to that day and they're going to be like, oh, well, we would have been able to fix it. And they're going to find some way to gaslight me to say that I didn't explain it right or some crap like that. So I am documenting every trip to the emergency room, every trip to the doctor. I am telling every medical professional who will listen to me, I can't feel my hands except for neuropathy and shooting pains, and I'm dropping things and I cannot make a fist anymore. Can't even get myself dressed. And we'll see how this ages. But I have a feeling when they do figure out what this is, it's going to be big. And I'm going to have no choice but to say I told you so. And I'm not real big on telling people I told you so. It's not a matter of whose fault is it. It's what do we do now? But in some cases, sometimes something is just so grossly negligent and people will not listen. I don't know how to explain it any better than I've been trying to explain it. And they will not listen. There's a few benign things that it could be. Not benign, but there's a few things that are less major. And there's some really major things that this can be. And being that they don't know what it is. As an autistic person, I have a hard time not knowing what's going to happen, not knowing the big picture. I have an issue with sensations. So when I have total neuropathy in my hands and I can't use my hands, it's amplified to 10. It doesn't mean that my pain is less, it's just more amplified. It is horrible pain, but it's amplified even worse to me. Not knowing the outcome of something, not knowing if my autoimmune system is attacking my own body or if it's a disc pinching some nerves, not knowing this is not good for my mental health. I am a mess. And there's nothing I can do about it. I'm literally stuck in this nightmare. It's a nightmare. I've been through some bad health issues in my life, but I can't think of a time where I have actually been so distressed. I am losing my hands. Every day they're going farther and farther and farther and farther, and I fear they're not coming back. And nobody's listening to me. The specialist can't even see me until the summer. Then the doctor basically came in and said, well, you know, right now we know you can't feel your hands, but we don't consider this an emergency. And hey, but you know what? If you keep coming back and keep coming back and keep coming back, at a certain point we might be able to build a case to get you. He worded it very carefully. But basically, he says, keep coming back, keep coming back, keep coming back, because the squeaky wheel gets the grease. That is not good enough in the United States of America. They can either help me or they can't. But they won't even do the right tests to figure out what it is. I'm very thankful to be living in a time when we have the creature comforts of this era. And there are things that the medical system can do, but I am not a science worshiper. The medical system is a mess. There's a lot of arrogant narcissists running around in that system. And there's a lot of really good, wonderful doctors and nurses and techs and everybody who really do care about people that are out there trying to help. It's a mix. It's not all good. It's not all bad. But in this particular situation, on this particular day, and at this particular time in my life, the health system is failing me. Well, I guess I've been talking now for about 15 and a half minutes, just giving you a little bit of an update and just kind of spending some time venting my frustrations, where I'm at. I'm really, really struggling and having a hard time right now. But I still have high hopes for the future if I could just get there. Woohoo! Have a great day, people. Thank you for watching. Please hit the like button and subscribe to this channel. Hope to see you in the next video.